All right, so for today's lesson, it's going to be a little bit different. We're jumping into standard 8G1. We're jumping into standard 8G1. We've been doing a lot of 8EE7, which dealt with linear equations, but today we're going to jump into a little bit of circles. So on the screen, you'll see that it says our learning intention is to understand angle measurement, and we're going to do that by looking at some circles, all right? Um, I will be successful when I can measure and draw angles. We're going to make the best of it. This is online, but we're going to make the best of using our protractors and stuff like that to draw circles. We're going to recognize that a degree is a unit of measurement per circle. And that's just me telling you that whenever we're measuring circles, we say degree, all right? So if there is an angle within a circle that we're measuring, it is whatever the amount is, degree. We call it degree. That's the unit of measurement. We're going to understand that angle measurement in relation to a circle. We're going to see how do they combine, and we're going to identify an arc. We'll go through some stuff too where I'm identifying what a ray is. We'll look at obtuse and acute angles, and then after that we're going to check out these different virtual stuff that's on here, and we'll go right into that. So to continue. All right, to continue, we're going to start with just the whole idea of a circle, all right? So we have a circle, and we know that the full length around the degree for the circle is 360, all right? 360 degrees. That's the full measurement for the circle, and I put this small circle at the top because that's how I represent degrees, all right? So if, for instance, I had another circle, and I split it in half, all right, then now I'm going to look at it and say that measurement is 180 because it was split in half, 180 degrees. And similarly, if I have, say I have another circle, this circle right here, and I say, let me split it in 4. Then I'm really looking at what is this angle right here, and it's 90 degrees. So if I really want to make this, I want to figure out the whole idea of what angles is. If I split this up in 360 different parts, then each degree is going to be 1. All right, so if I have a circle and it's split up in 360 different parts, that's telling me that each angle is 1 degree. So all I want us to get from this is that the measurement for each angle to make up this is 1 degree. All right, 1 degree 360 times makes up the full circle, and it all depends on how much you go. So for example, if I decided that I wanted to go I want to get this angle right here, and let's say this is n, then this is n degrees. So however much you go by, that's the amount of degrees it's at. All right, and another thing I want us to look at for this, we're introducing a new term, and it's called a sector. So this portion right here, that portion, whoops, that portion is called a sector. All right, the portion that is cut out on, and it's a pizza. So a slice of pizza would be a sector of it. All right, and then we can look at pizzas as well. If I have a pizza that's cut up into 8 different pieces, could someone put in the chat, how would I figure out the measurement for that? If I had a pizza that was split up into 8 different slices. So I have a pizza that's 360. I'm gonna go ahead and split it in half. Let's see, how can I do this? If I do that way, this is not a perfect circle, I'm sorry, y'all. There it is, 8 different slices. What's the degree measurement for each slice? So what I'm asking you is, how would I find what this is, each degree angle? So since the whole thing is 360, right? And I have 8 slices. how do I figure out what degree is for both? For all, sorry, for all. 360 divided by 8. That is absolutely right. So 360 divided by 8, which equals to 45. So this is telling me that each of this is 45 degrees. All right. Another thing I want us to realize is that the center of our circle is here. And then we combine rays. We're going to call them rays. We combine rays to make sectors or to figure out the measurement. All right, so I'm going to put this down here. From here to here, that's considered a ray. All right, so we combine sectors so that we could figure out the angle. All right, if we were in the classroom, then we would have been looking at using a protractor, and I'm going to pull up a virtual thing on here that you could use as well. So a ray is it's a line that we use to combine from the center of the circle to create a sector within the circle, and the sector has different angle measurements. Let's look at another thing that I want to look at, and this is just knowledge. So two angles that we're going to look at is called obtuse one of them is called obtuse angle, and then obtuse angle is any measurement greater than 90 degrees but less than 180 degrees. So if we do a measurement and the angle is between 90 and 180, then we could say it's an obtuse angle. Right? If we do the other one, it's called an acute angle. And that's any measurement greater than 0 degrees but less than 90 degrees. So when we did that pizza and it had 8 slices and our measurement came out to 45 degrees, I think. That 45 degrees, would that be an obtuse angle or an acute angle? So go ahead and put that in the chat. And acute, it would be an acute. So let's put acute, because 45 is between 0 and 90. All right, let me. So that's just like an introduction to all of this that we're doing. Again, we would be using a protractor in the classroom to figure out the measurement of the angle. When I say protractor, this is what I'm talking about. So I found this tool online that we can use. So there are 2 of them. All right, there's the virtual protractor. And this is what a protractor looks like. All right, and what you would do, you'd upload an image, choose the file, and then once you upload the image, then you're going to be able to measure the protractor. So for example, the line of one of the rays would go at the bottom, and then the other line would fall in place with one of these. So then you could measure it, and whatever the number is, then you see how much degree it is. So for example, if my bottom ray came to here, and then my top ray it was 45 to here. All right, then I would say that's a 45 degrees. And I'm gonna pause this for a second so I could upload an image so that you could see exactly what I'm talking about. All right, so just so that we see what we're talking about. So if I do the virtual protractor, all right, and you can see the website up here that you could go and check out. And then I'm gonna upload an image. I went and found an image. I'm gonna choose a file, click the image, and then I'm gonna upload it. All right, so you realize that the image is there, and this is my protractor. So I'm gonna put the baseline at my protractor, see? And this point right here, I'm gonna put it at the point of my sector. And then I'm gonna move this point until it falls in line with it. So then I know that my angle is 60 degrees. I used my protractor to figure out that it's 60 degrees. All right, let's do another example. And similarly, if I wanted to, actually, let's do one more example first and then we'll see. All right, we're gonna do another one. I'm gonna choose my image. It's gonna pop in here when I click upload. And then once it's in, I'm going to, let's see if this turns around. I'm gonna put my baseline here. I just realized that I need this to turn around. So can I get my image to turn around? No. It's not allowing my image to turn around. That's unfortunate. However, what I would do is I would ensure that the baseline is right here, and then I would put my points there so that I could measure this angle. And in reality, since this says it's already 120, my angle, if it was base here, I would come all the way around here and lined it up with 120. So my angle is from here all the way around. If you realize that this angle that I'm showing you is the same as this one, and I use the black line. It all depends on which one you want to use. Really, I just got to ensure that my lines match up. This one right here is the one that I move. No, this line here, the yellow, this red line is one that I move, and then I ensure that my baseline is with it. So on my sheet, there's the virtual protractor and then the online protractor that you could check out. And I'm going to click the online protractor so that you could see the website as well that you could use. But here it is. This is you playing around. So you have the baseline. You could see what a 90-degree angle looks like. You could see what a 45-degree angle looks like. All right, you could put your protractor in there and you could move it around, and you realize that, hey, all I got to do is ensure that I put my base where it's supposed to be. I put the point right here. I put it in at the point of the line as well. And I match up my lines. And then I see where it's at the top. All right, so with that said, those are the two online tools that I found, and there are a lot more that we could use, but these are ones that we're going to be using for now.